talk about? Okay. This reading is inspired by a Yellow Wolf song called Heartbreak. It just came to my head as soon as I sat down. And it's been coming up recently. I actually haven't listened to that album for a while. And you know Yellow Wolf. If you know Yellow Wolf, that motherfucker just comes in your head and just starts singing. Okay? And he's coming in pretty hot and heavy. So take it if it resonates, and if it doesn't, you know what I say. Just leave it if it doesn't, and if it does, awesome. Mind my here. I just have to fix the camera. Okay. We're still adding to the new deck. Let's see how many cards we have left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 cards. If anybody has any card suggestions for this awesome deck I'm working on, you can send it in to me. Personal readings are still on whitneymoonshine@gmail.com. All right, here we go. Take it or leave it. Wrath. Not gonna lie, I really like how I drew this gun. Hey Pam, I was gonna do a small 38 snub nose, and then I couldn't draw it right, and then I was like, I'm gonna draw a Colt 45, and then it just suddenly just was there. You know, I don't know if anybody draws, but sometimes you just can't test fate, and like you go to draw something, and then something you can't draw it, so like something else comes out. Okay. There's a lot of red here. A lot of red. Like, there's 6 cards, and this is the only card that's not red. Gone. Gone. Okay, so we have the bag of tricks. Hope you're doing all right, Pam. Where the fuck have you been, girl? I saw you were around again the other day. Good job, buddy. Can always rely on Pam. She's been watching me for 10 years now. Okay. So we have Wrath, Detective Mills, Expression and Expansion with the Bag. This could be something like turning a really bad situation into something positive. You know, like I said that before one time where I was like, man, your enemies and bullies never anticipated you one day having a voice and saying like, oh yeah, hey, by the way, remember when you did all that shit to me when I was a kid? They never, you know, because I think if they really thought about it and went like, this could go really bad for me if I fucking pick on this kid, or like this could go really bad for me if I fuck with them. But they don't think about that, right? They don't think about that. Oh, you know me, girl. Kicking ass and taking names. Kicking ass and taking names. I'm going to have a pretty busy week next week, so I want to kind of like be on here as much as I can before all hell breaks loose. Okay. So I feel like somebody, you know, had a problem with you, or like had a problem with your life, the way that you made things look, right? Sometimes people make life look really easy. I'm not wearing any jewelry. Sometimes people make, you know, their lives look horrible, and you're like, yeah, I get it. You're an awful person. But sometimes people's lives, they look a certain way, and it's very dangerous to look at somebody's life from an outside point of view and start making assumptions that you know what's going on. Okay, because it doesn't matter how much fucking money they have, what their assets look like, what their family looks like. Watch Fatal Vows for a couple episodes and then tell me how picture perfect fucked up can be. Okay, it's not what people's lives aren't what you think they are. Okay, it doesn't matter how much social media they take, how many pictures they take, how much their husband looks happy. I drove by this couple yesterday, and they were coming out of a park. It was the middle of the day, and there was this kid in a stroller. So I don't know, I didn't really see the kid, but like I saw the parents. And when they were leaving the park, and this man was speaking to his wife, like, well, I don't know, fucking baby mama, whatever she was. They were like, you know, seemed like the Beaver Cleaver kind of couple in their 40s, maybe. Not trashy, not anything, okay? Like, they just look normal, just normal. And he was fucking snapping at her something else. And she just turned and walked away with the baby. And then he was like kind of 4 or 5 feet back. And I went like, people don't know. People don't know. They don't know. They think they see something and they idolize it. They envy it. You know, Patrick's John Doe in 7, obviously, the reason why Detective Mills becomes Wrath is because John Doe decides that he is going to envy David Mills' life. And, you know, he'd been with his wife since they were in high school sweethearts, and they were about to have a baby, and they had what I keep wanting to call him Spacey, okay, but obviously it's John Doe in the movie, but he, you know, he wants to express that Detective Mills' life looks like the most picture perfect life, and he becomes envy and takes his wife out, decapitates her, okay, after torturing her a bit, and then making her husband become Wrath by taking John Doe's life, right? There's a chain reaction when people do things. And as hard as it can be for some people bite back. They hit back. Okay, I'm one of those people. You want to hit me, I'm going to fucking hit you back. And it's whether it's with words, whether it's with fists. Guys have hit me, I've hit them back. Right? It's a dangerous fucking, you know, even if a boss fucking hits me and I'm talking verbally or, you know, with a slap of paper or fucking fires me, I'll get my revenge one day. Okay? It all comes back around. And I don't really know where I got this side of me, but God likes it. So I do what I got to do, because not a lot of people will speak. And he knows I'll speak. And I will speak up. And that's why people don't like me. Okay? Because they stay quiet. Because they stay abused. Okay? So, like Gwyneth Paltrow in the movie, she's staying quiet. She's not saying anything. She's not talking to her husband about where he just moved her and what's going on. More wants to be the supportive wife in this situation, but it's breaking her down. It's killing her. Okay? And she just wants to be supportive. This is somebody that you're obviously, I don't know about this bag of tricks. I don't know if you just happen to have a lot of things going for you, okay? Or you're able to take something and create something out of it, you know, where most people would just throw it away or get something new. You might fix things, and, you know, it's really about valuing what you have, which is your optimism. That would be your fifth house of pleasure. That would be an optimism on life and a growth to see what you have in your life and make the best of it and make it better with those things that you're given. Okay, so somebody obviously question your motives, and this bag of, you know, tricks that you have, this thing that you always have up your sleeve that you're able to do, as a form of expression. That's the thing. You obviously do something that somebody around you does not like. And it's not that they detest you because you do it. They detest themselves because they can't. Okay? They can't speak how you do it. They can't express how they feel like you do. They're too scared. Right? And they won't, you'll hear this with many people. They don't speak up until the situation's already done and over with, and they've, you know, survived it, and then they'll say something about it. Okay? There's other people aren't like that. The second that they realize something wrong is going on, they get the fuck out of it. Like, I've chosen to go homeless as opposed to live with somebody at the time. I didn't know where I was going to go, so fuck it. Anywhere is better than there. Right? I won't be abused if I can help it. And if that puts me in a shittier situation because I would rather run than get punched in the face and live with it, right? That's just the difference between people. You know, like some people will live getting beat up. Other people, there's the lure. Okay. Other people beat up. You know, other people will throw it back. All right. So with the lure, I just did this one this morning, and like Spirit's been wanting me to do this card for like the last week, and I've not had a lot of time. So I finally did it today. And that's the lure. That's like something trying to lure you into something, trying to get you to take the bait. And I feel like, when I look at, I put it on top of Wrath, and that's what John Doe does. He delivers his wife's head in a box, and that's the bait. Okay? And he takes it. And he blows that motherfucker's head off for what he did to his wife. Okay? It's just somebody I think has been luring you or trying to lure you into doing something, possibly getting yourself in trouble, so then you got arrested. Okay? Possibly getting into your head so much as if to make you go crazy. Okay? Because that's the thing, is eventually you kind of start going like, I feel like I'm going crazy. Like this person's in my head. I can hear them. But every time you talk to somebody about it or like try to, you know, normalize it, everyone just calls you crazy too. Oh, you're fuck crazy. Oh, you're fuck crazy. Oh, this person's talking about somebody being in their head. They're fucking crazy when they got the devil himself in their heads. Okay. What up, Jess? Okay. So it's like, it's so funny. It's the poking of the bear thing. Like they've been poked so many times and attacked so many times that they go around, they do it to other people. Okay. And obviously you didn't take the bait. Reaping what you sow in reverse. Like they wanted you, I feel like, locked up. Calling the authorities, 911, this one thing, you know, and at the end of 7, the chief of police, he's like, we'll take care of him. They're not going to put him in jail because they know that he was tempted into doing it. And who fucking wouldn't? Okay? Who wouldn't have pulled that trigger? That's the thing. Who wouldn't have? Take a strong-ass motherfucker not to have pulled that trigger. Depends if you're full of shit or not. If you actually love what you love, then yeah, you're pulling that trigger. You fucking fake everything, then no, you ain't pulling that trigger. You're just going to walk away because now all your problems are solved. Okay, maybe this person, whoever's fucking with you, look at stalking you, maybe they thought that they were doing you a favor. Thanks, but I didn't ask. Okay, doing you a favor. Like, unless somebody asks, don't fucking do something. Don't overstep. Okay, somebody in your past, somebody in your home, 6 of Cups energy, reminded of you. They really thought that they could do this to you. They really thought that you would take the bait because it was pretty and it was flashy and it was, okay. You know, it doesn't matter. I mean, like, that's like, and the way that I just saw it was literally, you know, poop. Okay, you can put a bow on that and fucking seal it up and put it in a nice little box. It's poop. And they're going to know it. Okay? Just dumb people. Okay? Really thinking that you're dumb. That's the problem. Is very narcissistic energies thinking that they can convince you into being the problem. And then put the gun in your hand and make you the one who pulled the trigger. Like, it is very, like, somebody fucked with you. That is, I mean, that's worse. That's the thing. The authorities are getting called because this is like, what would you call that? Entrapment almost? Yeah, causing unconscious reactions. This is almost like that. Like, people are unconsciously reacting to you and you're not even around. You're not even around, which means you're in people's heads for fucking with you. And they can't get in your head anymore. They might have been the puppeteer for a while in your life, kind of, you know, making you do things. But now it kind of seems like that could have been the reason why they got a hold of you, okay, so many times could have been because of some type of like PTSD problem or something like that you had, okay? And, you know, you might have drank a little too much and kind of let your feelings get the best of you. That's how then they can control you, because they get inside of you, okay, causing you to have unconscious reactions to people who weren't even around. Now it seems like you're doing that, because now you're not being unconsciously affected by them. Like, this was somebody in your head. You know, like that's the telepathic bonds that we have with our parents and our family and our loved ones. Like, we have bonds with them through other dimensions. And clearly they were fucking with you in those other dimensions, kind of stalking you because of your problems. They knew you had problems. Wow. I was thinking of this today. That's so funny. I was thinking today, my parents, my birth parents, you never, like, every day they drank. Every day they drank. And I was thinking about it today, where I was like, in my 20s, when my parents were around, they're not around anymore. I don't speak to them. But I remember in my 20s, I drank quite a bit. I mean, I was a fucking bartender, okay? Like, I mean, I at least had a drink every shift at least, okay? Which I usually worked 5 shifts a week. Okay. But I remember I would talk to them, because whenever I was around my parents, like, I didn't drink, you know, just all day drinking, fucking binge drinking. I drank on like a Friday night or a Saturday night, or after work we would go, you know, us servers and bartenders, you know, drink until 3 a.m. somewhere else after we closed our restaurant. Like, I didn't, you know, I wasn't like a drinker at home. I usually lived by myself. I didn't have beer at home or liquor at home where I was like chugging. Actually, yeah, I did. Sometimes I had good old kid, a Keystone Light. Oh my God, so gross. But never in liquor. I sometimes would have some beers, but I don't really remember. So I'm not really like drinking on my own or like by myself or anything like that. And I would go to my parents' house and, like, you know, you got a physical and stuff like that. And like the doctor would be like, how many drinks do you drink a week? And I'm like, fucking no. How many days of drink do you eat? I don't know. Fucking 6 days a week. He'd just look at me. And I'd be like, well, it's like one drink. I'm not getting drunk. Like, what the fuck? One drink? Really? You're going to say that's an alcoholic? Like, I would say 2 or 3 drinks a day. But my parents were so judgmental of how I drank that they never stopped to look at their fucking selves. Like, where do you think I learned this from, you idiots? You sat there for fucking 20 years and drank in front of me every fucking day. And now you're scoffing at me because my doctor said something about me drinking, or they'd be like, oh, you know, Whitney went out and drank on Friday night. Of course you hadn't drank Friday night, while they're having a fucking nightcap themselves. Like, whoa, way to like be the most hypocritical people I've ever heard of in my life, which were my parents. They were hypocrites. Walking, talking, farting, shitting hypocrites. Everything they said was hypocritic compared to what they fucking did in their real life. I was like, why do you even speak? Because you just sound dumb. Because look what you're doing. Okay. So I was thinking about that today. So obviously that had to come out, you know, where somebody has watched somebody do something for so long. You sit there and you have the fucking nerve to point it out on somebody else? Ha! Wow. 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 That is something else. Okay. So you're making motherfuckers flip they shit right now. Okay, so if you feel like you've got, I don't know, you're just being lured in some way to go and lose your shit, you know, or get in trouble right? Like, because I mean, even as adults, you're like, okay, I can't get in trouble. I'm an adult. But if you break the law and someone's watching, then yeah, you can get in trouble if they got nothing else better to do with their time when they see you. Okay. It's not gonna be, in the town where that cop turns and looks the other way. It ain't gonna be that. They're gonna be looking right at you. Okay, and that's the thing. That is the pot calling the kettle black. They really want to catch you doing something. Okay, so don't do it. All right, or do it when you're all alone or some shit like that. Okay, like if I feel like all of a sudden I'm like, okay, I want a little, on a long drive. Okay, pull over. Okay, get out of your car. Oh my gosh. I took a day trip the other day, so I was like at a guest service, and these people pull up. Oh my God, just typical rednecks pull up beside me, and they're from Nova Scotia, and they get out or whatever, and it's a big like food stop and everything, so of course the ladies go in and get their food, the men stay outside, they're looking at the maps and stuff. I'm like, oh my God, typical men. Women run to the bathroom, men light a smoke. And they cracked their beers in the parking lot. Okay, they weren't even trying to hide it. And they put it in their Tim Hortons mugs. I was like, typical Canadians. Okay, hide your booze in your Timmy's mug. Okay, nobody will know because the whole world drinks Tim Hortons coffee and they ain't going to know that that's a beer. I could stop laughing. I was like, oh my God, like the 5'2", they're more round than they are tall, I can tell that you were brothers because they looked identical. Oh my God, they're not even trying to hide it. Okay, put it that way. If you're just innocent, I'm gonna have one beer on a country road by myself, put it in a Timmy's mug. Okay, and one thing I do like is my sister smokes. I don't smoke, but I did. I used to smoke back in the day. And she always keeps smokes in the car. And I always thought, you know what? Just light a smoke. Okay, if you're getting pulled over and you just, maybe something could be wrong, but not wrong because technically, like you're under the limit and like nothing's going on wrong. Just light a smoke, even if you don't smoke. Okay. You know that they teach people how to bury DBs on YouTube now. Okay. Just trying to get somebody out of a traffic stop. Okay. Because they want you gone. They want you vanished. They want you to take the fucking bait. Okay. They want to call the cops on you. Oh man, I was friends with this guy once, and he was telling me about this time where he was driving around town with his buddy, and they were smoking a joint, and somebody must have smelt it, right? This was 20 years ago, but somebody must have smelt it because all of a sudden they had finished the joint and threw it and everything, and both of them smoked cigarettes, so obviously they both lit a smoke right after, and they got fucking pulled over. And the cop came up to the door, both of them, obviously fucking surrounded like they're fucking SWAT. You guys smoking a joint? We got to call you. We're smoking a joint. They were both like, what? But it was so far past the time that this person said they saw them, right? They both had cigarettes going. And like pot smoke doesn't linger. Okay? It doesn't. And there's a reason why it smells skunky. Okay? The skunk smell is the ability to hide the fact that you're smoking marijuana, which in Canada, it's legal. If you can smoke a cigarette there, you can smoke weed there. Okay. But it's still like you can't be driving around fucking drinking, smoking, all that shit. Okay. I'm just saying, be smart about something for right now. Well, forever. But in this case, right now, if you usually have a country road beer on the way to the cottage, don't do it. Don't do it. Okay. Or pull over, like I said. No. Don't even drink and drive. I mean, unless you're an adult. Don't teach the kids how to drink and drive. Okay, but I'm just be very careful. Be very careful. You might just have a cop on your ass because this one guy, his girlfriend broke up with him. He was a small town little fucking weed drug dealer, okay? Boo-hoo, cry fucking river. And she fucking called his plates in. This guy was a good-looking dude, okay? When he broke up with chicks, he broke their heart. They played dirty. She called the fucking cops. She was a fucking dancer for the Toronto Raptors. So thought she was a big deal. I'm such a big deal. I'm a dancer for the Raptors. Yeah, okay, whatever. Calls the cops and tell me how this poor guy, and he was a nice guy. Okay, I knew him for years. He got pulled over every fucking week for almost a month. It was almost every time he drove. I was with him when he got pulled over. We weren't even doing anything. We were like on our way to the bar, thank God. And I was like, you got to ditch this car. I'm like, you got to get rid of this car. I'm like, because whatever she did, it's going to fucking follow you around for the rest of your life. You don't fucking just get rid of this car. And he did. And he hasn't had a car since, which really sucks for him because it's like she took that away from him. You know, because now he's got that kind of PTSD. Like if he gets driving a car again, she's going to find out and call him in. And what if he is on his way home smoking a little fucking pinner because he just worked 9 hours and he's in traffic? You know, like, that's the thing is like, there are things that spirit, I know for a fact, will protect you with. Okay, because they're not expecting every human to be perfect and everything to be perfect and you're just perfect and blah, blah, blah. They expect humans to fuck up, which is why cops do look away, which is why sometimes they are hidden in places and know people are speeding by and don't care. Okay, because they're fucking human. Okay, so there is that kind of notion I'm getting from spirit that if there is some type of lure that is put in front for you to take, I kind of feel like you're just not even going to see. Endings? 12th house of endings in reverse. So drugs and alcohol. This is what I mean. Like, I think they want to try to get you busted in a DUI. Okay. And like, that can be with weed too. Okay. So I think personally, they want to get you busted. And, you know, whenever I look at Neptune, this little guy right here in the corner, I always think football. Okay? I always think football, and I think they got to kick that football, and they got to get it in there. And that's the thing is many, many kickers miss. Okay? They could do that for a living and still miss. People miss. They're not perfect. So imagine this person's surprise when they do everything to try to get you pulled over and then they get pulled over. Because they took the lure. Because they were too busy thinking and watching their lure. They didn't realize that they took somebody else's. Right? They got hooked on somebody else. So, and that's what we call karma, people. Okay, that is karma at her finest. Okay, that is saying you are not above the law and you're going to leave fucking collective alone. Because there it is, intimidation. People think that they can intimidate you and they think that they can put this fear out in the universe and you're going to abide by that fear. Okay, like they're God. That's the thing. There was this dream that came up the other day with this chick in my dream, and she, you're going to love this. She was calling herself Godette. Godette. Like she was the female version of God. And I was like, no, you didn't. Like she was saying it in front of people. Like she was like, I am Godette. And if I tell you what to do, and I was like, okay, you're going to hold it right there. I'm not listening to any more of this. Godette. I'm walking away. It was almost as if by saying that to me, she really thought that I was going to give her my attention and my respect. No. Okay. That was funny that's coming up again. Like somebody really thinks, you know, I am Mrs. God. Look at Tower moment. I wouldn't say that out loud. I would not say that out loud. Because someone's gonna fucking, yeah, there's the scam. Someone's gonna push you off that fucking cliff. But honestly, that's a scam. Sloth. Yep. Their lazy ass fucking stupid little scam isn't gonna work. They can't just sit on their ass and try to get you arrested. Oh, really? They think they can just do it in the comfort of their house. Wow. Did you just hear that? That was a cop siren. I'm not even joking. That was a cop siren. I told you the cops were at my house the other day. On Monday. Map change. And I wasn't even here. I went to a fucking shut down penitentiary. Oh my God. And like I came home and I was like, I said to my sister, I was like, I think once we found out that the cops were here, there was like 50 cops, fucking cruisers everywhere. They had the street blocked off, all this shit. And I said to myself, because they were going for the other house. They weren't going for this house, but it doesn't matter. People are so stupid that they think that they can get, SWAT or cops, somebody to show up to a neighbor's house or something, or you're going to get, stopped on like a roadblock or something, and you're just going to get arrested. That's how they feel. And it's absolutely hilarious sometimes when it's like, bitch, they were next door. They weren't coming anywhere near me. Would you think they were going to smell my weed out the window and come like busting up here? Bitch, they've got a meth house on the line. Okay? Ain't nobody care about weed right now. Like dumb people. Dumb. I can't not say that. Like, holy fuck, you're fucking lazy. You're dumb. You think you can just uproot somebody and move because you think you got all the power? Now I'm getting that Bruce Almighty, I got the power. And he just moves all the fuck cars out of the way. Like, no, you don't. No, you don't. You have absolutely no power in the world. Okay, and that's when he takes over the position of God. You see what I'm saying? Bruce Almighty, this is what I mean. They think they're God. Wow. I didn't think it was going to come through that much. But I hate JC. Not Jesus Christ. The other one in that movie, Bruce Almighty, whatever. Or, yeah. I don't like JC. I'm not a huge fan of him. But, so I wouldn't bring him up unless the universe was like, this is the movie you need to talk about, okay? They're playing God. And because it's Godette, I feel like it's a feminine thing, right? Because she wouldn't want to be God. She would want to be too feminine. Like, I'm your Venus. I'm your power, your desire. Like, oh, I can see her. Oh, I just want to wash it away. Just get it away. Get it out of my third eye. Ew, get it out of my third eye. Oh, God, I hate... Oh. Pam, you know my distress when it comes to women. And just honestly, I have such a hard time with women because the way that they think they can operate with their body and their... it's just so dumb. I was literally watching this documentary and they were talking about this chick who kills, and the one lady just kept talking about how, the bitch who kills uses her breasts all the time. And I'm like, because she killed men. And I thought to myself, like, why would you say that? Like, really? Like, was this like, and she'd like, oh, she would wear low cut tops and she would wear, all this strapless stuff and blah, blah, blah. You know what really sucks is where my scoliosis is between my, like one of my parts of my scoliosis is between my shoulder blades where one of the huge like curvatures is. So over the last, like, I don't know, 10 years or so, I can't really wear a bra anymore because you know what bras do? They confine you, right? They confine your spine, right? They kind of compact it. And if you had a straight spine, then that wouldn't bother you, right? Obviously a clasp, anything tight wouldn't bother you. You have a straight spine. But if you have a crooked spine and you try to put something like a bra on you and I try to clasp it shut, it's like I just went into a confined space. Like I can't breathe, right? Because it's now the bra is now moving my spine or trying to move my spine. So I've had to, over the years try to figure out what I can do because my fucking boobs just go huge all the time. I wished for small breasts for my back and I got big ones, okay? So I have to try to deal with that, okay? So I have to try to like figure out different things I can use and how I can support myself and all this shit. So really what I do for the most part is massage. And by massaging them all the time, they're perky and they stand up all on their own. So I don't even have to wear a bra, okay? But I could see people look at me and being like, she's using her tits or she's using her body. I can't wear a bra. I wish I fucking could. Honestly, I do. And I wish for small boobs and my boobs got bigger. Okay? Riddle me that, by the way. Okay? So the people can fuck with you. Like I lost I got sick of Crohn's from my Crohn's disease like maybe 10 years ago or so. And for some reason, I lost so much weight in my breasts, like 3 cup sizes. I went from a D to an A. I couldn't believe it. Or like a B, okay? Healthy B. I couldn't believe it. I was ecstatic. I was the most happiest I'd ever been in my entire life. I couldn't believe it. So much weight literally off my shoulders. Okay? Year later, they tripled in size. Like, I have this pain. Like, I don't even want to get it. It pisses me off so much that for the most part, I really have to rock no bras like all the time. And I have to get over that fear because like, I don't want attention. I don't want anybody looking at me. I don't, saying shit or commenting or whatever. So honestly, whatever somebody thinks it is that you could be using to try to advance yourself or some shit, what they don't know is that you do something because you've got scoliosis or because you're disfigured or because you can't, you know what I mean? And that's karma again, because it's like, how dumb are people to say something about you? Like I literally had a guy today come into my head, okay? And one of my videos today, I had to take my bra off because my back, it was pinching my back so bad. I don't even really wear, like, all I wear is like sports bras. Okay, I had to take it off. My back was hurting so much. I did the second recording and some guy literally came into my head, into my psyche and was like, how could I date you when all you ever do is flash your tits? And I was like, flash my tits? What the fuck are you talking about? Like, where did I flash my tits? I'm sorry, because I don't have a bra on? You're not going to date me? I don't even know you. So I don't know, man. I'm just telling you what spirit tells me, because like it's pretty fucked up, some of the shit that comes into my head sometimes on like, you know, my health or like shit that happens. And I know that it happens because what's really weird is that if I'm all of a sudden getting bullied, right? Because like my stepmother says I don't have scoliosis. Okay. She says I was not abused as a child. She says my Crohn's disease really doesn't exist and I just use it as a crutch, even though I wake up in the middle of the night throwing up and I get like, you know, anyways, doesn't matter. So everything that is like wrong with me, okay, technically, medically, she just says doesn't exist. She's a gaslighter. It only can be about Cindy, and that's it. It can't be about anybody else. Nobody else can have anything wrong with them. So Cindy, my stepmother, comes into my dreams a lot and bullies me a lot. Okay, a lot. And I know it's true because my sister will see it too in her dreams. So I'll experience something, like I experienced something recently with this company, right? Because everybody always assumes I'm a bully and I'm this and I'm that. No, I'm not. I get bullied. That's the funny thing. So I was doing work with this company and I got bullied right off the floor. I was like, listen, bitches, I don't fucking take your little snarky, little sarcasm bullshit when I walk away and stuff. I'm fucking out of here. I called my company. I fucking pulled the plug. I'm not doing this shit with this fucking people. This is ridiculous. And all I could hear was, you know, you're not good enough. That's where you deserve to be. You deserve to be on the bottom like everybody else, blah, blah, blah. There's nothing wrong with you. And it's like that kind of bullying exists, okay? And I know it sounds crazy to think like, how could somebody be in my head, or how could somebody be telling me what I deserve to do as a job or kicking me off of things? Trust me, it ain't that fucking hard. And that's what pisses me off so much, is because of social media, because of shit like this, people see your face, they see your life, and they sit there and they curse it and they send you shit and they might not even know they're doing it. That's what's fucked up about it, because their anger okay, and their frustration on their own life, okay, then honed in on your picture, huh, okay, they might as well try to fucking kill you right there. And it's pathetic. And it's weak, okay? And it's caught up by individuals that hate their lives so much that the bully that comes out of them is the only thing they want to be. Because it makes them feel good. It gives them power between their legs. It gives them, you know, like the breasts. I've got big breasts. I'm above you. Like, it's a power trip that doesn't exist. Okay, they're being played with it as well. Okay, so say, like, I mean, I know that there's women who don't wear underwear, and sometimes, like, I mean, I still really don't wear it, but like sometimes I do. Most times I don't. And it's, you know, it's because of my feminine shit. It's better for my body to not have, you know, another layer of tight, you know, fabric just shoved up my cooter when maybe my cooter that day wants to breathe. Okay, maybe she wants a little air up there. Okay, and the more that we shove things in and try to cover things up, like, who are we fooling? And I'm not saying put it all out there like you're fucking Sharon Stone. Okay, I'm not saying that, but I'm also saying rock what you got, because apparently you just got fucking people shit talking you anyways. So I surrender. I'm just gonna lay it all out now. And this is what's gonna piss your haters off, because now, oh geez. Okay, so now I see this goes so far that I see a chick literally walk into somewhere and she's wearing a see-through dress, but she's got underwear on and she's got a bra on, and she's like, oh, but I thought you said, you know, that I blah, blah, blah. So I thought I'd lace you up a little bit more. It's like, you better watch who you call on. Okay, you better watch who you call on and who you just start saying using their titties and using their dick and using blah, blah, blah. What? You better wash your mouth out with soap before you go fucking spreading that around, because now you just started a different war, okay? And one that you're going to hate even more. So, and now I'm getting Judith again from Perfect Circle. Eyes of a fallen angel, eyes of a tragedy. I mean, that sounds like, I don't know if somebody needs to listen to Judith by Perfect Circle, but do it, because it keeps playing in my head and it's not stopping. You won't see me. You won't see me. You don't see me. Oh God, I love that song so much. See me. I just spilled my London Fog all over my boobs. See what I mean? Now you gotta watch me wipe them off, bitch. Jesus Christ. I mean, who would have thought boobs and bums and penises could just end the world? You just never think something so superficial, you know, could just be the cause of everybody's demise and downfall. Oh, see me. I am sweating like a motherfucker right now. Jesus. You don't see at all. Okay. Oh, well. You're just going to keep singing in my head, aren't you? Oh, well. Apparently I'm nothing. Okay. 10th house. Jupiter again, man. Jupiter keeps coming up. And Aquarius. Okay, so Jupiter is Sagittarian energy. Okay. The 10th house is Capricorn and then Aquarius. That's lined up. 9, 10, 11. I even put it down that way too. Wow. Something is lined up then. 9, 10, 11. I feel like somebody, I don't know, you might meet somebody at work. Okay, 10th house, Capricorn energy, work, laws, rules, government. Aquarius, the connection, the star energy. And then Jupiter, Sag energy, philosophy, growth, expansion, optimism, feeling good about something. Okay, is it Judith or is it 3 Libras? I feel like it's Judith. I don't know. I get confused between Judith and 3 Libras, so check me if I'm wrong on the song. King of Wands in reverse with the 9 of Swords in reverse? It's almost like there's the 2 of Cups in the bottom, worrying that something isn't going to happen. Okay, so not worrying that something isn't going to happen because somebody can't take a step towards it. So Page of Wands in reverse, it's almost like something is going to come to you. You don't have to go out and get it. King of Wands is chilling, sitting, doesn't have to do anything. 9 of Swords is in reverse, which means you ain't worried about it. You're not up all night. You're sleeping good, even when you think about it. It's good thoughts. Ace of Cups with this 2 of Cups, yes. And the 6 of Swords. So somebody, there is something moving on, okay? Something moving forward. Okay, so again, this could be something to do with your career. Okay, like you think, okay, well, how am I supposed to go out and try to find a new job or go out and try to find new relationships when I'm working all the time? Okay, when I can't move, I can't leave. What the fuck? How am I supposed to do this? And the universe is like, don't worry, we got this. Someone's coming straight to you. You don't even have to move. You don't even have to go anywhere. Apparently, you just have to show up with your cup. Which, apparently, you both have. 7 of Swords in reverse. Ace of Wands, 4 of Wands, the Empress. You know, this king has to be confident that it's not going to get stolen. Okay, so maybe that's what it is. Maybe something is on its way, say a package, and they've got the tracking number on it this time. They've got the GPS on it this time. Maybe something has been stolen before, possibly multiple times. And that's why they can't, honestly, I feel like this person can't worry about it anymore if they tried. Okay, because that's the thing, is it has to come down to, you have to trust the universe. Okay, but if it's like somebody fucking with you and doing shit, then the universe is like, listen, the universe is going to be the one that red flags you. okay, because they don't want you to get stolen from again. And all of their measures, or all of your measures, okay, to keep yourself from getting stolen aren't working. Okay? So they, in order to make sure it works, it's almost like this is kind of a guarantee. And that's the thing, when things are meant to be, you don't even got to worry about it. They happen. You don't have to conjure it and manifest it. And, you know, like if the work is done, the work is done. Everything's just going to play out the way that it needs to. And black magic ain't going to stop it. Page of Wands in reverse with the moon. And there's the Magician. 8 of Pentacles. Magician hard at work. Okay, where's that fucking moon card? There it is. Okay, 10 of Swords. Hard at work, okay, to try to stop you. Okay, I feel like this could be... I don't know. I feel like there's like some type of ex that is sabotaging somebody's love life. Okay. 10 of Pentacles, Page of Swords. They might have started a company with them or something. Okay. And maybe they're their friend or something, you know, still. Be careful of your ex-boyfriends or ex-wives, something like that, playing a part in your love life. Okay, because for one, people could have secret feelings about you, and they do everything they can to sabotage you, so then you don't go anywhere. So then you stay with them. And the thing is that I don't really think this person tried very hard to break your heart. I think it was like something that they just kind of naturally did. So now they want to try to save you from getting your heart broken? What the fuck? No. It kind of seems like they really want to get this king all hot and bothered about something. But it doesn't... There's the star. This is what I'm talking about. There's Aquarius. It kind of seems like neither person in this, 10 of Cups, what else is there? 6 of Wands, High Priestess. They're not going to be inflicted. Some people... You know, they hear things about other people and they know that it's rumors and gossip and bullshit. They don't fucking listen. If you're a confident person, gossip and rumors and bullshit will never stop you from talking to somebody, because you know that if there's rumors, you can just ask somebody. Okay? You got a fucking voice box for a reason. Okay? So whatever this is going on, it's like the universe is saying, don't worry about it. Like you can't worry about something not starting when it hasn't started yet. Because it's almost like keep the positive spectrum alive with this one. Okay? Because somebody does want to sabotage you. Okay? They're going to be like, especially, I don't know, if you do something like long distance or something like that, they're going to be like, that's never going to work. How's that ever going to work? Blah, blah, blah. Like, you're here and they're there. Like, don't listen to that shit. Don't listen to that shit. My sister said the other day, this is what I did to my sister. She was playing the what if game. She was playing the what if game. And in the middle of her playing the what if game, suddenly Spirit was like, turn on the radio. And no, like my radio. So I turned on my Spotify. And I cranked the speaker and I put on Creed What If. And I cranked it in the house and she's like, okay, I get it. And I'm like, but do you though? And then there's like this Scott in the background. What if? What if? It was a very invigorating time for my sister to get the what if out of her ass and start fucking doing something about something. Okay, so this whole like what if game, don't play the what if game. It's bullshit. Okay, it is going to honestly, because fucking survivors do that. After they already survived the avalanche, they'll go, what if that killed us? What if we didn't survive? What if we did this? What if we did that? What if you're 6 feet under right now? Okay. The what if game is scary, okay? Because it does fill your head up with bullshit and spark a lot of fear all of a sudden of all these things that could happen when what if nothing happens? What if it all goes well? What if you spent so much time talking about it that you've now lost your opportunity? Right? I mean, you can play the fucking what if game all you want, but I'm just saying it doesn't end well for people, okay? Because the reason why you got what you got and other people didn't is because it was meant for you. The reason why you survived when other people didn't is because you were supposed to. The reason why you didn't get touched while other people did is because you weren't supposed to. Okay, the reason why you didn't get abducted by everybody else, even though you were in the car, it's because you weren't supposed to. Okay, the what if game, it's bullshit. Because the universe has divine timing, and as long as you are following your path, the things that happen to you aren't what happened to you, it's how they help grow you, shift you, mold you, right? Create you. The things that happen to us happen for us. And always remember that, because it ain't all roses and whistles. It's a lot of bullshit and, other shit. Okay? So, namaste, everybody. 57:14 on the clock. I hope this resonated. Okay. Thank you for watching, and thank you for being here. And I will be back soon. Namaste, Danny. Thanks for being here, Jess. Peace. Be good, everybody.